my sentiments exactly.
You know, you should have warned me it was going to be one of those days. We stayed in bed.
What's your problem?
My air conditioner's on the fritz.
Well, Mike's your landlord. He should have it fixed.
Well, Mike's got bigger things to worry about.
Did you call a repairman?
Yes. This guy's been driving around for half an hour. He can't figure out that my address is the same address as the recovery room.
Well, that's what you get for living behind the bar.
No AC in the summertime. I should sublet my place as a sauna.
Yeah, I left a file here 5 minutes ago and now it's gone. Who the hell keeps moving my folders? This whole town is full of idiots.
Dr. Cosgrove, 5566. Dr. Judy Cosgrove,
What are you so angry about? The deal goes two ways. Meeting with your drug company pals and giving up my anonymity was not part of the bargain.
No. The deal was I supply you with DL56 and you supply me with a bona fide human test subject. Lance Pharmaceuticals wants to see for themselves how this drug works.
Well, then present them with a slideshow, write a paper, whatever it is you guys do, but leave my name out of it.
They don't care who you are. They just want to see some results.
I am not a stinking lab rat. Forget it.
I know, you listen to me. Now, your family would be laying out flowers on your grave every year if it wasn't for DL56. Now, you're the key to some very big money. Don't blow it.
You'll never learn, will you, Chris?
Do you always eavesdrop on people's private conversations?
Well, don't have private conversations in the middle of a busy hospital.
Mind your own business, Harmon.
Well, if what I heard is true, this is my business. Or haven't you heard of ethical medical practices?
Oh, wait, Matt, you're way out base. There is nothing going on here.
You tell it to the board. I'm turning you in.
Matt, hey, listen, we had a misunderstanding back there.
Enlighten me.
You're getting all worked up over nothing. Chris and I were discussing a patient that I brought in.
Frank, don't play with me. I heard it loud and clear. The only reason you're not 6 feet under is because of DL56. Karen's experimental drug. It's going to make somebody a lot of money, right?
Okay. Ramsey and I weren't discussing a patient, Matt, but you didn't get the full story.
Ah. So does the full story mean half the truth, the whole truth, or anything but the truth?
You remember how critical I was after I fell off the roof?
Well, I was on the surgical team. We all figured you needed a miracle to keep alive after that operation.
DL56 was that miracle.
Did Chris give you that?
No, he didn't.
Well, who did?
The man who sewed me up, shot me up.
Benedette. Oh, you're gonna have to do better than that, Frank. Why would a renowned surgeon risk his entire career by administering an experimental drug?
I'm sorry to burst your bubble, Matt, but it's true. He would sneak into my room to give me my vitamin shot. By the time that I figured out what it actually was, I was hooked. Eventually, Karen and Joe found out and they put me in the chemical dependency unit.
I thought you were in there because of a pain medication problem.
We couldn't say that I was trying to get off DL56. Karen and Joe couldn't risk anyone finding out that they were weaning me off an unapproved drug.
Are you clean?
That drug is completely out of my system.
What did Chris have to do with it?
Ramsey found out that I was taking the drug, and he's trying to squeeze a story out of it for a medical journal or do some tabloid news show, make a quick buck.
Well, that's typical Ramsey.
And when you came up, I was reading him the riot act, trying to explain to him how dangerous this drug really is. And how he'd be putting Karen and Joe's career on the line, not to mention his own.
Well, it sounds like Chris. Chasing the brass ring at any cost. Well, thanks for leveling with me, Frank.
This is between you and me.
Yeah, you got it.
Mr. Baldwin, do you have a minute?
Yes, of course.
Do you remember our conversation at the nurses' ball? I asked you for legal representation, and I was hoping you might take me on as a client now.
This is about the general homicide case?
Yes.
Oh, I understand all those charges are dropped.
When the police believe Jake Marshak committed the murders, now that they've added Jake's name to the list of victims, Detective Garcia is harassing me again. I know people around here keep saying Kevin Collins is being framed to take the fall for this, but believe me, I am the one being set up.
Club soda?
Okay, I fixed the AC in that Harmon guy's apartment. There's still a couple minor electrical problems. I'll deal with them later. Tell him everything works, okay? I left the key under the mat.
Thanks. Ubiquitous Matthew Harmon. Seems to be on everybody's mind today. Did you see him?
I gave him a story. I can't say if he bought it. Matt's not going to turn a blind eye to anything that you're involved in.
Well, I don't like him either.
So I guess we have to sit tight and see what he does.
Come on, you can set a clock to what that guy's gonna do. He's gonna bend Joe or Karen's ear, whether he believed you or not.
And that would be the end of DL56 for me.
Who gives a damn about your drugs? I might as well kiss my whole medical career goodbye. I'll be swimming in lawsuits for the next 50 years.
Then I suggest that we find a way to make sure that Matt keeps his mouth shut.
She's out like a light.
She doesn't seem too eager to try new things.
Well, no, I don't want to overload her. You know, it's one day at a time here. I don't want her doing too much.
What does she do on her own?
Well, she dresses herself. Without getting too mad, she's getting pretty good with her cane. Oh, thank you. Some things are just a little difficult for her right now.
You always find the hardest challenges once you come home.
Reality sinks, and that's what the mobility specialist said, but it doesn't make it any easier.
You know, this is just an observation, but the longer you treat her as if she's breakable, the longer it'll take her to adjust.
She is breakable, Captain, all right? She was in a car accident. She almost died. I wasn't there to protect her. I'm here now, and I'm gonna protect her. I know that the mobility specialist thinks that she should have her independence, but she's not ready for that yet.
I can't imagine what it's like to live with something like this 24 hours a day. But I do understand the methods that have been designed for her to see in new ways.
Yeah, well, you know what it's like to watch her bump into furniture that she used to jump up and play on, for her to try and find her little mouth when she's eating her cereal in the morning. She's depressed all the time. No kid should be depressed like that. No kid should be that depressed, all right? Things are not always by the book.
Scott, think about the hopelessness that she must feel, not being able to do things on her own. It'll help her spirits once she realizes that she can.
I want her to have her independence. I do. It's just, you know, it's not that easy.
I never said it was.
I know that you care about Serena. You walked out of your wedding when you found out that Lucy was mixed up in the accident, and you would do anything for her. It's just that sometimes I don't think that we agree on everything.
Scott, I think the only way that Serena will ever regain her independence is if you're willing to let her go. Now, I know that's probably the most difficult thing for any parent in the world to do. But once you take the training wheels off the bike, you have to trust that she'll ride it. Can you do that?
Daddy, are you down there?
Hey, look who's up. That was some nap.
Could you please carry me down?
Serena, I'm down here packing up our fishing poles. Why don't you come down here and help me?
Why are you packing our fishing poles?
I think that we should get away from Port Charles and the specialists and just me and you out in the great outdoors. What do you think?
I don't want to go outside.
Well, not outside here. I'm talking about up in Canada. I think we should take a vacation. We'll fly up there, huh?
I don't want to go anywhere.
But don't you want to go up to Canada? You know, come on, we'll go fishing, our favorite spot and everything.
How will I see what I catch, or where to throw my fishing line?
Well, I thought we'd go to our dock, you know, sit at the end like we used to and stick our feet in the water. Remember the fishies used to always play with your toes? Remember how much you liked how that felt?
Yeah. If we go, will you read me my favorite book every night?
Well, yeah, you know, I know how much you like that big octopus part, you know. Okay, I got it packed.
I want to help you pack. Will you come and get me?
Serena, you know the firehouse. You know the house in Canada, like the back of your hand. You know what? Maybe you ought to try some of the stuff you've been, you know, working with the cane and everything.
I'm scared.
Serena, I won't let anything happen to you.
Please, Daddy, please don't make me do this by myself. Please.
I'll come get you. I got you.
Canada's going to be fun, right, Daddy?
You bet. We're gonna have a great time. Great time.
I love you, Daddy. I love you.
Phones are lit up, but keep trying to get through. Caller 2, tell me about it.
Remember me?
You just couldn't resist, could you?
I've been feeling neglected lately.
I've been waiting for you.
I don't want to be ignored. I don't like it. It's time for another one of you to die.
Oh, come on. You said everything works.